Okay, in this episode I'm going to be covering the 2000D and the 4000D. These cameras are two options that a lot of people are searching for. And what are the real differences between them? Let's find out. So the 2000D, also known as the Rebel T7, and 4000D, also, well, it doesn't say the American name there, but yeah, they call them by different names. That's the two cameras we're looking at today. I'm going to be covering the options of the cameras and talk about the differences. Let's see what the cameras can do. So I'm using DP review for this to look at the specs side by side. It's interesting to see what the differences are. There's a difference of, well, not much to be honest. Let me just check if I've got these up correctly, because they've both been released in 2018. Is that right? Yeah, interestingly enough. Okay, so let's have a look and see what is what. Okay, first one is the 2000D body type compact SLR camera, and megapixels is 24 megapixels. So it's basically that whole megapixel war, isn't it? People think more megapixels are good. That's not necessarily true. So the 2000 is 24 megapixels and the 4000D is 18 megapixels. So that's your that's your first big difference between the two cameras. If you're looking at these cameras and you're either buying it as a present for someone or you're buying it for yourself, this video should be helpful. They both have Digic 4 processors. That's how it handles the image once it's taken and how it shows the differences in high ISO images, and I've got a separate video about that which I'll link you to if you're looking in more detail. So ISO wise, they both offer between 100 ISO to 6400 ISO, expandable to 12,800 ISO. Always struggle with that, it looks a bit funny. 12800. They have both RAW shooting capabilities, so they shoot in JPEG and in RAW. They have autofocus modes which are similar, well, the exact same to be honest. Live view, face detection, continuous and single. They both have they don't have digital zoom. They have manual focus. They have 9 autofocus points, so when you're looking through your viewfinder you'll see 9 points. They are both crop sensor bodies. They have fixed LCD screens behind them, and the screen resolution, okay, slight difference. The 2000D is a 3-inch screen and the 4000D is a 2.7-inch screen. I'll cover the basic specs first, then I'll give you a bit of my own opinion after that. So okay, yes, and what else we got? Apart from that, apart from the megapixels, I'm not seeing any big differences between them. Let's just make sure about the Wi-Fi capabilities, because that may be a difference. Both continuous shooting at 3 frames a second, so how fast it shoots. They do video in the same, so 1080 at 30, 1080 at 24, 720 at 60. So yeah, I don't see any big differences here. Price wise, they're pretty close if you're looking online, and I would compare them to something which I've had a while, and I've got a separate video on Canon 550D. It's nearly a 10-year-old camera, but the specs on these are very similar to that camera, and I still use that now. Actually, I'm using it now. This is that camera, Canon 550D. So you can see the video, but it's linked to my PC. So these cameras, it's interesting, because I'm just thinking now, they've come out fairly recently compared to my 550D, but they're not offering me anything excellent, as in no new deals. That's basically the specs. So if I was buying these cameras, which one would I buy? I would probably buy the Canon 550D, which is an older camera, and you can pick them up second hand for about £150. So why would I bother with these two cameras? But then again, if you're buying it for someone and it's a new present, I would say, if they're new to photography, compare the price difference. The main difference here is 25 megapixels on the 2000D versus 19 megapixels on the 4000D. Apart from that, looking at the specs, there's no real difference that sets aside one camera from the other and makes me want to buy one over the other. So it's down to, what are you planning to use the camera for? Will the crop sensor be okay? In most cases, for new photographers, yes, they will be okay. and you won't have any problems with them. So I'm hoping this has given you some insight into the specs of the cameras and helps you decide. I've done a separate video on the 1000 series cameras, the 1100, 1000, 1100, 1200, 1300. Have a look at those. That's more entry level cameras, but if you find a good deal, there's no reason why you shouldn't buy one of those instead. And thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.